Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Ms. Soloway, to you and your colleagues for joining us here today to share with our committee the role of your office, your mandate, and some of the pressures that you find yourself under. With the information that you've shared in your opening statement today, the numbers are somewhat alarming in terms of your ability to keep up with the pressure. I think you said in your comments that there is no plateau in sight, that the numbers just keep adding up and adding up. And so I guess keeping those comments in mind, my first question would be, with taking all of that into consideration, do you believe that your office is able to fulfill its mandate?
Well, yes, but not as efficiently and effectively as I'd like. And as I've mentioned in my opening statement, I believe that the risk is there, that there could come a time when there may be allegations that may not see the light of day. We are working diligently at trying to make sure that doesn't happen, but we are at a point in time where I cannot guarantee that we will be able to get to everything. So we haven't given up yet, and as I mentioned, we are going to be asking for increased support, but there is a risk, a very, very real risk, that we will not be able to deal with all of the cases before us.
Thank you. I'm not sure. I'm taking a look back at your opening comments. Did you provide us with the average length of time that it takes you to render a decision on perhaps a complaint that's been submitted?
I did not. I believe that we are currently looking at some cases waiting a decision on admissibility that are, give or take, approximately a year old. As late as last month, I was looking at 14 months, but I think we might have it down to 12 months now. But if you would want a definitive answer, I'd have to get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you. And I guess you may not be able to answer this question, but so what actually happens for that individual who has launched a complaint, is waiting to find out if it's admissible? Do they simply go back to the work that they've been doing and just wait for a response from your office?
I think that it's important to highlight that there are two tracks. We have submissions that are disclosures of wrongdoing or information that indicate that there might be wrongdoing or alleged wrongdoing. And then we have complaints of reprisal against somebody who might have submitted an alleged disclosure. So with respect to the reprisals, under the statute, we're required to provide an answer within 15 days, and we do that. So anybody who alleges that they've been reprised against will receive a response within 15 days as to whether or not we're going to be investigating it. The time that it takes to investigate, however, is a completely different story. On the disclosure side, it's about letting potential, there are a number of different implications to that. One is that if there is something to the disclosure, if it's something that should be investigated, it is allowed to fester for that much longer. And if there is, if it is the kind of conduct that could be, for example, a recent case that I had that is on our website, available on our website, where there was a person in a very senior capacity who was a serial harasser for a long period of time, and that was wrongdoing. And so if we don't get to something like that, obviously people continue to suffer over a longer period of time.
Thank you very much. MacDonald-Laurier Institute claims that our laws protect the wrongdoers more than whistleblowers. Can you comment on that? I'm not really sure what they mean by that. I would have to ask them what they meant by that. In order to arrive at a finding of wrongdoing, there has to be evidence on a balance of probabilities. So
I'm only guessing now. It may be that some perceive that to be tipping the scales in favor of the respondent in the cases, because if we have some information or some indication, but not on a balance of probabilities, I could not, under the law, come to a conclusion that there has been wrongdoing. It is possible that some people perceive that to be tipping the scales in favor of an alleged wrongdoer. At the same time, principles of natural justice apply and due process applies, and the balance of probabilities has been or is the test that I am required to apply.
Thank you. Of the 15 recommendations that were tabled by the committee in 2017, how many have been adopted and are currently part of your office now?
Okay, I'm going to have to refer to Brian, not having been around in 2017, so Brian Radford, if you could.
I'm going to have to interrupt because it is our time.